from immigrant families.
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah,
immigrants were different.
No, of course, yeah, I understand that. And I said to him,
when we came over to work and make the bread.
Yeah.
The brown pounds.
Yeah, of course.
However, these now, when they're coming over, mate, I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
I don't want my wife around them. I don't want my kids around them.
So a woman.
This is what you've got to think about now. This is a very important point we're making. Who are bringing these people over? Government bringing them over. Why are they bringing them over? This is a very interesting topic now. Think about why they're bringing them over. So these people, whereas Afghanistan, Iraq, or Syria, so the Afghanistan will bring the Taliban down. So they've traded their own country to come over. Iraq, they traded Saddam to bring him over, topple his country and come over. Syria, Assad regime, they toppled it and bring it over. So these people are traitors on their own country. So if they're traitors on their own country, why are they going to come here?
I've upset few people, but I'm going to say this now. If you come in the UK, you live under the British law. Simple as that. Now, I know that in the UK we have about 75 Sharia courts, but it only affects the Muslim. Don't care. Doesn't matter. You come in the UK, you live under the British law. And if you don't like it, you have to go to a country that has a law suitable for you. Or anyway, the UK is soft. Let's say I'm going to a country like Saudi Arabia, Italy, Nigeria, whatever. And I'm going to be like, listen, I want to live in a different law suitable for my community. Guess what? They will tell me to fuck off.
I do not believe people should be coming here and getting housing, benefits, schooling, or healthcare. Nowhere else in the world you can go and get it free. That is for British citizens. And I don't believe anyone that comes here should be getting any of that. People smuggle themselves into the country. Call it racism if you like. Call it what you want. But they should be put into a deportation centre, and as soon as there's a boat to take them back to where they come from. So if they came from France, they should be sent back to France. It's as simple as that. The reason why people are coming here is because it's the easy ride. And now through all this confusion, people are starting to blame immigration for the treacherous acts that British citizens are making. And it's clear, like, as I've said before, this is not the same as Windrush generation. And I believe this country just give out British passports too simple, because nowhere else in the world can you just go there. Even if you have a child, you can't just claim to be a citizen of that land. Nah, not if you're a guest. And this is what I'm saying. If you've not got 4 generations in this country, then therefore, in my eyes, you're a guest. You're not British. How can you be? Because you've not done anything to call yourself British. You've not been through the struggles. You just got here when the ride's good. And then when people say something, then you want to say it's racism. But it's not racism. I don't care what colour you are. If you don't want to come here and adhere by the rules, go back to where you came from.
Okay, for just 2.5 months, gets caught doing this, and now he's asking to just go back home like nothing happened?
Can you explain to me why you're here today to meet this child?
Sir, simply, sir.
Huh?
Simply, sir.
What does that mean?
Simply means I just came, that's it, sir. Nothing intentional or something.
Okay. You reached out to this child. The child told you she was 12 on many occasions. You've said things like, delete the chat from your mum, don't tell her what you're doing.
How long have you been in the UK?
So just 2.5 months.
2.5 months. And you're trying to meet a child today? Yes?
Yeah. I don't know about that. Leave me, actually.
We should just let you go.
Sir, I can go to my town.
You want to go home? Absolutely not. No. Police will be here 5-10 minutes. When the police arrive, they're going to look at our evidence, and you're going to be arrested.
I don't know that it is, it is wrong or something like that.
Of course you do. That's why you told the child to delete the messages. You could go to prison, possibly, for a long time. Look at me. Sir, you can go to prison. Stop touching. Nobody wants to touch you.
Leave.
Right.
Sir, leave me, sir.
Listen. I'm in charge of the station. Sir. I'm just telling you, but you're here on a work visa, yeah?
Correct.
12-year-old little girl was raped in Nuneaton on the 22nd of July, which was a Tuesday, in between 8:30 p.m. and 9:45 p.m. Now, 2 men have been charged. One being called Mohammed Kabir, who was 23. He has been charged with kidnapping, strangulation, and aid and abetting rape of a girl under 13. And Ahmed Mulcahill, he has also been accused of rape. Now, both of these men are apparently asylum seekers in our country. Now, here is the problem. Not only has this little girl been absolutely horrifically abused and raped, and she will have this trauma for the rest of her life, but we are once again finding that these are people that the government have let into the country. And on Warwickshire Police page, they name the men and give their ages, but then say they will not be given any further information because it's not within the public interest, i.e. they do not want us to be alerted to the fact that once again the government have fucked up and not fully vetted the people that they allow into this country. Now, I am not somebody who does not believe that we should have people in this country who claim asylum, but I do think that it needs to be stricter rules put in place, and they need to be checked and vetted, and criminal records checks, etc. be done, because these things keep happening, and then the government's response when these do happen is to hide information from us, which then leads to flashpoint moments in society where people do right and they go crazy because we're not given the full information. What are your guys' opinion on this? Should we not know exactly who these people are when they've come into this country and raped a 12-year-old girl who will be left absolutely horrified and full of trauma for the rest of her life? Are we not allowed that information?
This is for the police, I told you. Asim Arif Patel. How do I know your name?
You guys know everything.
So yeah, oh yeah, I know everything.
Don't laugh.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Don't start laughing, knobhead. It's your chat log or profile, what I've just shown you.
Yes.
Yes. Do you know the age of sexual consent in the UK?
16.
Okay. Do you have any children living with you?
No.
How long have you been contacting children online for?
Never. Well, you have.
Really?
Okay, yeah, apart, obviously.
Don't say a name.
Okay.
How many children are you speaking to?
No one.
One. You was.
All right, was.
Was.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever met any of these children?
Never.
You did arrange to, but you blocked her just beforehand, didn't you? Because she wouldn't send naked images.
No, no.
Shut up.
Okay.
I told you.
If you have together like that, don't move.
Has a child ever sent any explicit images of herself to you?
No.
Nude, no, right. Have you ever sent any explicit images of yourself to a child? Think about that one. Knowing everything what I've got, what you think I've not got. Remember, I'd answer yes.
Okay,
Yeah. Have you ever been arrested for grooming a child before? You are going to be. Oh, did I say I'd finish?
No,
Shut
sorry,
up.
sorry.
Yeah, you tell you something though, you're dead cocky when you sat there with your vape like, yeah, I'm chilling. Look at you, you're like a little pudding now. I'm going to cry for me, mummy. Shut up.
Hands not together, please.
I guarantee you, start moving towards me.
No.
You've not seen all these. He might be young. I'd say something, and all of these are all martial arts trained, so I really wouldn't be really bothered to say it. Right. She told you she was 14 years of age. You referred back to her age. You said you didn't want to go to jail. You said about paedophile hunters. You said pornographic videos saying what you wanted to do to her. You said videos of your shadow masturbating in the sink. You said you want to eat her. You asked, can I fuck you? You asked if she had masturbated before. She's 14. Don't start rolling your eyes. Listen.
No,
you asked. Yeah, you don't like it now, do you? Yeah. What about how that child felt? You asked if she'd ever had an orgasm before. She's 14 years of age. You asked if she'd had a period. Asked if she ever get wet or tingly down there. You are terrible, you. Called your penis a banana. You're the fucking banana, mate. Asked did she want to see your banana. Asked would she sit on your face. Asked her to sit on your penis. You said you'd be gentle. You said you'd use protection. You sent videos saying, will you get her to moan like this, and you wanted her to moan on video. Asked if you could put it in her ass. Buggery, okay? Said spread your legs and let me eat you. Asked would she sit again on your face. Said you wanted to suck her breast. You go deep inside her, stretch every inch of her. Do you remember? Now don't tell me.
Why are you writing things like that?
Right, look at these now. You better look at them, right? Because I've had to sit there and look at them, right? And these aren't even the videos, right? What, you're sending all this to a child? This is what you want to do to a child? What's all this? Yeah, you think you're all clever, you lot, don't you? That's nothing, even the videos what I've got, because I've got...
About equality, why did the Arab traders enslave millions of Africans for over 1,000 years before the Europeans even arrived? If the Quran teaches freedom, Why were African men often castrated so they couldn't have descendants? Why does the Arabic word for slave, abid, still mean black in many places today? If Islam rejects racism, why did many African Muslims have to pray behind Arabs in mosques? If African Muslims helped build the golden age of Islam, why are their names erased in favor of Arab scholars? And trust me, if that made you uncomfortable, part 2 is the receipts. Zanj rebellion between 869 and 883 CE, 500,000 East Africans enslaved in Iraq rose up after brutal forced labor. The 10th century Caliph al-Mu'tadid ordered mass castration of African male slaves. Abd still means black in countries like Mauritania, Sudan, and Saudi Arabia, still used as a slur. Ahmed Baba of Timbuktu, 1556 to 1627, a black Muslim scholar, wrote against the Moroccan racism towards West African Muslims. The Zanzibar slave market in the 19th century sold 50,000 Africans a year, matching peak Atlantic trade numbers. So, if you still think one religion is better than the other, you think one slave system was a little less than the other one, listen to this, listen on, alright? They tell you that Arab slavery was kinder. Let's compare it to the European slavery side by side, So Europeans forced Africans to reproduce. Arabs castrated many African men, cutting off bloodlines forever. Europeans had 400 years of slavery. Arabs had over 1,300 years, still ongoing in some regions. Europeans shipped us across the ocean. Arabs marched us across deserts with death rates just as high. Europeans mixed with Africans, creating visible populations. Arabs erased generations through infertility and concubinage. Europeans officially abolished slavery in the 1800s. Saudi Arabia banned it in 1962. Mauritania in 1980. Islam is about equality.
Well, it's bad enough that we have to protect ourselves against our own boyfriends, baby daddies, fucking husbands. And when we do, then we're stuck with social services and stuff like that. But now as women, we've got to face these monsters that have come into this country. Now why I say that is because there's been 268 attacks that they know about. A lot of people don't speak out. And it's not in the news. The BBC aren't going to put it on because, let's be honest, they're a gang of fucking monsters as well, aren't they? But we need to be putting things in place for us to be protected. We're not protected by the police. Some young girls just being arrested for protecting their blind mother, for one of them entering a house. Yeah. So what we need to be doing now is do not let your kids play out unless you can see them. And I know we all used to do it like years ago. Our kids could just fucking roam the streets. They can't no more. They can't. I don't give a fuck how much your kid plays up. I want to play out tough shit. Especially if she's a little girl. I mean, maybe a boy as well, I don't know. You just don't know. Just keep your kids safe.
Oh, but this fella looks totally innocent.
These your kids? They're your kids? Why are you recording them then? Why are you recording these kids? Yeah. I've just seen you recording. Yeah, you were. I've seen you recording them when I walk past, and I've seen you recording girls when you walk past.
Recording or recording them?
You're recording. You got your light on, so you're recording.
So what's the problem?
So you're not allowed to record little girls.
No, just record my area.
You were recording the girls. Show me the video then.
What you want to see?
Show me the video.
What you want to see?
If you're not recording, show me the video.
What you want to see?
Show me the video.
I don't want to show you.
Why don't you want to show me?
I don't want to show you.
Why don't you want to show me?
This is
racist, right, for speaking out on the sexual assault of a 5-year-old child, a 5-year-old baby, yeah? Because this man happens to be named Mohammed and he happens to be from Sudan and not Britain, I'm not allowed to talk about it. Oh, I'm allowed to be outraged at Keith, the dodgy fucking butcher with the wandering eye, the one who looks at the kids a bit weird. I'm allowed to be furious at that. But heaven forbid he's got a different colour skin to me. I can't say anything because I'm racist, right? Even though I didn't actually mention his name and that's nothing to do with what this is about, right? I'm racist. But can I just remind everybody, right? Well, you're all fucking painting flags on zebra crossings and sticking them up on lampposts, right? And you're all getting mad at each other, planning all these fucking protests, right? Are we not mad at the people who are pulling the fucking strings here? Are we not mad at the people who are compromising the safety of not only the white kids, not only the black kids, because I don't know what colour this baby even was. Her name wasn't mentioned. It was only the fucking predator, right? Everybody's safety is compromised. Not just white, not just black, it's everybody. I've just had a message from a Muslim girl, a British Muslim girl, right, who said the old people complex at the back of her house was cleared out so that they could home a load of fucking immigrants from Afghanistan and Iraq, right? They were looking through her bedroom window, they were touching her ass in the street. This is a Muslim girl. This is a Muslim girl, British, right? So nobody's fucking safe. It's not just white kids, it's not just black kids. Everybody is at risk and everybody should be just as fucking furious.
Entering this country, but both a majority of them are from the Muslim countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Iran, etc. So if you're avoiding your own country where Sharia law is easily available, why are you trying to impose Sharia law in the UK? Second question is, according to some websites, costs around 25,000 to 50,000 pounds for this whole journey, which means somebody is sponsoring these people. So my question is, who's that organization who is sponsoring these people to go to this Western country, seek asylum, try to get the citizenship and try to impose a Sharia law? So it sounds like a lobby. It sounds like a very long-term plan to impose Sharia law all across, not just the UK to Europe and even the Eastern countries where Sharia law is still not imposed. So it sounds like a very long-term lobby planned by some organization which is yet to be discovered. We're not aware of that. This is very concerning for me and for our children, for our future. That's what I think. What do you think?
Moment a man leads away a woman who would never be seen alive again. Her name was Lorraine Cox, just 32 years old, out for the night in Exeter. On CCTV, she was followed by Azam Mangouri, a 24-year-old Iraqi Kurd who was in the country illegally after being denied asylum. He lured Lorraine back to his flat above a kebab shop. What happened next was horrific. Mangouri smothered her, kept her body hidden in his room for a week, then panicked. As the smell of decomposition grew, he dismembered her and tried to cover his tracks. Police later revealed he had watched amputation videos and searched online for how to dig a grave by hand. He was caught buying bin bags, tape, even a suitcase to transport her remains. Parts of Lorraine's body were found in an alleyway beside his flat and in woodland miles away. All the while, Mangouri used Lorraine's SIM card to send fake messages to her loved ones, desperately trying to trick them into thinking she was still alive. But his lies collapsed in court. Jurors heard chilling evidence, and he was branded a fluent and determined liar. Convicted of murder, Mangouri was told he would spend his life behind bars for what police called a callous and brutal crime. This is
exception. I'm one of millions. There are around 1 million women inside that cult who have been cut like I was. And that's just one sect of Islam. This isn't rare or isolated. This is systemic, global, and it's deeply tied to religious beliefs, specifically in Islam. I'm about to blow the lid off female genital mutilation because the scale of underreporting, the silence, the cultural gaslighting, the sheer number of Muslims doing this to their daughters, it's mind-blowing and it makes me sick. And it should make every single one of you sick. And don't come at me with not all Muslims, because enough are doing it for millions of girls to bleed, and that's all that matters. This has no medical benefits. It serves one purpose, and one purpose only: to suppress feminine power. I'm not the exception.
And snatched a 5-year-old girl off the street and sexually assaulted her in his home. Mohammed Abdulrazik, 32, lured the child inside his terraced house in Winson Green on the 30th of March. Her mother heard her crying moments later and rushed to the address with a friend. When the friend climbed partway through a window, she saw Abdulrazik standing next to the girl, both with their shorts down. The jury heard he had been drinking and smoking mamba earlier that afternoon and had made a sexual remark to a woman in the street shortly before the attack. It was not the first time Abdul Razik had displayed violent behaviour. Just 5 days earlier, he jumped onto the bonnet of a car outside a shop, ripped off a windscreen wiper and attacked a father and son, biting one on the arm. He also previously threatened a doctor with a knife in 2022. Police described him as a predatory individual who posed a serious danger to the public. At Birmingham Crown Court, Abdul Razik was found guilty of false imprisonment with intent to commit a sexual offence, sexual assault, and assaulting the woman who tried to rescue the child. Judge Kerry Malin told him a long prison sentence was inevitable.
Abdul asylum seeker had only been in the country for a month, yet police caught him with a grin on his face, like it was all a joke.
Why are you here?
Because I want to meet my little girl, so...
You're meeting your little girl? You've been talking to a year-old girl, haven't you?
Yeah, but not for sex.
So you didn't say to her then yesterday that you wanted to kiss her all over and stick your tongue in her poo?
No.
Yes, you did.
I'll be tell for police, just call the police, call the cops.
The police
are on the way.
Police are on the way. You asked her to meet you here and you wanted to take her to a hotel.
I want to meet her, but I don't want to meet her for sex.
So you're here to meet her to protect her from other people?
Yeah.
But
I said. But I can't meet someone, I can't take someone, so how can you arrest me?
Are you on a visa?
I'm asylum seeker.
You're asylum seeker?
You can get remanded, man.
I don't care what you doing,
You get in jail, man.
Any crime.
This illegal asylum...
Do you know who this is? Do you know who that child is? She's 12 years of age. No.
I don't know the answer.
Right. Did you send explicit images?
Yeah.
12-year-old child who you've been talking to. This has took 3 months to catch you. We've got you all the way from Algeria. We've got you all the way to Paris. We've got you all the way to London. And we knew you was catching a coach today to come all the way, to Manchester. Right, so we've got you. You're 100% wrong what you're doing. Do you think it's okay to talk
Is that your phone ringing there?
to talk to 12-year-old children?
Yes.
Answer your phone. Answer the phone.
Ah,
Answer your
yes,
phone.
because she's ringing the phone now.
Answer your phone. Answer.
That confirms.
Answer your phone. Please answer your phone. No. Answer.
No, it don't matter. We know it's him. She just
Right, look,
that's
I'm going to show
fine.
you a few things. Just get out there, Ken. Do you think this is right or wrong? Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Because see, people like us, we protect our children. We stop people like you thinking it's right to send pictures of your willy.
You suffer in bed to a 12-year-old child.
Look at you. You couldn't suffer. Do you know what? If this phone were here and this team were here, you'd be suffering.
You'd be suffering.
Believe me.
You're now very
We've got to do this.
You'll be
We've got to do this.
How about that?
We've got to do this in the right way, yeah? So we've got to do this the right way. All this paperwork is yours, yeah? This is yours. This is what you've done. We've not done this. This is what you've done. What do you mean you're sorry? You're sorry?
Sermon at the Redbridge Islamic Centre in Ilford. The speaker prays with his congregation in Arabic to curse the Jews and the children of Israel. Talk TV had the recording translated twice independently. It's voiced by an actor.
Oh Allah, curse the Jews and the children of Israel. Oh Allah, curse the infidels and the polytheists. Oh Allah, break their words, shake their feet, disperse and tear apart their unity, and ruin their houses, and destroy their homes.
And from London to Liverpool.
If the 2 billion just marched on Israel, it's all over. They spat in the direction of Israel, 2 billion, it's all over.
To Birmingham.
The stones will speak and say, "Oh Muslim, behind me there is a Yahudi, come and kill him."
Preachers at mosques across Britain have been filmed calling for victory for Hamas.
Oh God, heal our hearts regarding the usurping Jews and in every enemy of you and the Muslims. Oh God, limit their number, kill them indiscriminately, and do not leave any of them alive. Oh God, our Lord, disperse them, weaken their strength, shake the ground beneath their feet, and freeze the blood in their veins. Make them captive to the Muslims.
And stoking hatred against Jews and Israel with alarming anti-Semitic rhetoric.
Oh Revenger, revenge from the oppressive aggressor occupying Zionists. Oh Allah, shake the earth beneath them. Oh Allah, limit their number, kill them indiscriminately, and do not leave any of them alive.
Rhetoric.
Not here to do anything wrong in the public. I realize his child. I realize I don't want to do anything wrong.
But you're here. That's the point. You're still here to meet the child.
I just want it for my safety because I don't.
So you were only thinking of yourself, or because you didn't want to get into trouble? Is that right?
Yeah. My friend told me.
So
that.
never mind the child. You didn't care about the child. You just wanted to make sure that you weren't going to get into any trouble, were you? Is that correct? Would you say that's a safe assumption?
I told you, I realized she's child. That's why I...
You didn't realise? She told you. You didn't guess it or work it out. She told you quite clearly.
I didn't realise that someone's on dating site maybe lying or maybe something.
She told you several times she was 14.
Yeah, that's why I told you. I discussed with my friend. He told me, this is not a good thing. So you have to delete everything and go. But I feel safe in deleting everything from her mobile as well. That's why I wanted to be here and sort it out, everything. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Told you.
Right, but what I can't understand, right, is why you didn't do that via text. You say you've deleted everything, but you've just been talking to what you believe to be that child.
Maybe she will become rude and...
No, you think she's a child, she's going to grass you up and you're going to get in trouble.
I will not send anything wrong. I will not tell her we should do anything sexually.
No, listen. I'm going to tell you who we are. We're from a team called the Lucy Child Protection Unit. We stop people like yourself grooming kids online. What's your name? Mahiuddin. Is this you? Stop telling me sorry. Is this you?
I am new, no English.
Shh. You are the English. Is this you? This you, yeah? Look. Say your bush. Look at this. This is all you. Hey, this is all you, lad. Pornographic images you've been sending. Listen, we know this is you. This is your phone number.
Right,
yes? No? Okay. Right. Have you ever been arrested for grooming before? Grooming children before? Because today you are going to be arrested by the police and also massively exposed by our team for being a dirty... Well, you've just done 5 Right.
Listen, you have come here to meet a 14-year-old child after grooming a 14-year-old child sexually.
Listen.
Grab my hijab and pull it off. Do you know what I mean? Racism is going through the roof, especially...
Racism going on over the roof. You can't even fly a flag now without these people being offended. She's screaming about the 13th of September. Oh, we sent a message, didn't we? That violent that they were waving flags. But she's scared her hijab's going to be pulled off her head. I'd hate somebody if they did that to you. And I don't believe in your hijab. Your choice, by all. Freedom and all. But you know what's so funny? I didn't hear you when little girls were getting raped in Rotherham. By your uncles. Might not be your uncle, but you call them all uncle, don't you? I shout for children that are your children too. Children that you are allowed to marry off to a 60-year-old at 7 years of age. Absolutely despicable. The absolute nonsense being pushed. Islamophobia. Are we for real? A word that's going to make it illegal to talk about them grapes of little children by the Pakistani British men. It's funny that. There's several other countries you may feel safe in if you're not feeling safe over here. Them flags make me feel a lot more safer. Thank you very much.
I want to go up in the bedroom with 2 12-year-old girls.
I don't want to go.
What is the legal age for sex?
I don't know.
You don't know? How long have you lived in the UK?
3 years.
3 years?
3 years, and you don't know that? To the police. Police going to come. They're going to arrest you.
No, please, don't do it like this because I'm earning for my family.
So these 12-year-olds are young enough to be your daughters?
Why they are doing like this? They are pretending on this like...
To stop people like you from talking to real 12-year-olds.
I'm sorry.
Shocking.
Sorry.
An Indian man was caught and sentenced for trying to meet 2 children. Francisco Pereira had messaged 2 girls online, who he believed to be 12 years old, However, in reality, both girls were actually decoy profiles set up by our online team. In his messages to the girls, he told them about the things he wanted to do to them at their house, and also asked if their non would let them sleep in the same bed as him. He was confronted by the team. When he turned up to meet them at the specified location, he admitted that he had messaged the decoys and asked the team to let him off, with a warning however. They called the police instead. He was later sentenced to 15 months imprisonment and had to pay 140 in court fees.
So, I knew it. Right, listen.
Where you from, older?
Yeah.
Ashton.
Taxi driver, yeah, Ashton. Oh, right, listen, let me just say a couple of things. Right, here we go. Right, listen. Couple of questions.
Ballinger State. It's known to be one of the most deprived areas in the entire country. 7 members of a grooming gang in Rochdale were sentenced to 175 years in prison.
The more asylum seekers here, the more homeless people here, the more members of grooming gangs here, they make more money. It's a big business for the council. You understand?
It's a children's park. You know, people just randomly sitting around. You okay? Yeah. Cool. What, was you born in Rochdale or?
No, I am basically from Pakistan.
Like I mean, at the end of the day, we're a Christian, we're a Catholic, strong Catholic country, and they were in Croke Park, which is sacred ground.
Yeah, it's mad now.
1916 rising,
yeah.
And they're going around like trying to take over.
I just googled it and it is owned by Best Western. More interestingly enough as well, right next door, we've got a primary school right here, right next door to the hotel. So today I'm in Rochdale. Some dark stories have been coming out about the grooming gangs in Rochdale. And recently, 7 members of a grooming gang in Rochdale were sentenced to 175 years in prison for sexually abusing underage girls. So today I want to take a walk around Rochdale and have a look and see what's going on. So this is it.
Got any idea or anything on you?
Everything, you know what?
Okay.
Telling a 14-year-old child, right, 14 is young enough to start having sex, right? And what did you tell her about her fingers?
I don't know.
Right, well, I'm not going to go into it because I don't do that. But you can imagine, I know what I'm saying and you know what I'm saying, right? And all these messages have come from your phone. And now you know because we've linked you to that address. You was working there. You sent a photo from that address, right? And we even know that you went to pick your work clothes up yesterday. We know all that because you're the one that's been talking to children. Yeah, show that photo. That's the one you've been talking to.
Remember it now.
That you are taking over a country, when in reality you are pawns in a chess game dominated by the elite of society. You think that you have the power, when truly you are just a tool of the elite to destabilize and destroy a first world country with your third world mentality and living standards. Imagine thinking that Pakistanis who make up 3% of the births while being responsible for 30% of genetic recessive disorders are taking over the land of the British, the people who actually dominated. It's sheer arrogance and ignorance in abundance. White areas like Cornwall or Surrey are appealing, while culturally enriched areas are not. Is that a coincidence? Well, I suppose it'd have to also be a coincidence that white countries are such desired locations for third world immigrants. Is it the fault of colonialism that Bradford is one of the most disgusting places in Europe? Is it the fault of the British Empire that the unemployment rate of Muslims in the UK is 6.7% compared to the average of 4.4%? You aren't taking over. You are being used as a tool to destabilize the greatest nation on earth by the ruling elite that despise you just as they despise us.
Hi, I'm done. You better check my number.
Well, the police will check your number because the police are on their way and you will be arrested.
I didn't do anything.
You didn't do anything? No, okay. You didn't bullying these children into sending indecent images, and when they didn't send indecent images you told them you were disappointed in them because they didn't follow your rules, didn't follow your instruction.
Yeah, I already know everything UK law.
Well, you obviously, yes, fine, if you do know UK law, that's fine, but you're not following it, are you? Because you're communicating with 14-year-old children. You spoke to these child on Facebook, then you went straight over to WhatsApp. You did, and then you went straight over to WhatsApp.
I don't send
and you asked them to be your girlfriend, and you asked them to tell you that you said you loved them, you wanted to marry them.
Oh, no, ma'am.
You requested indecent images.
I'm from UK. I'm not from UK, you know. I am just as a...
I know.
This
You're from Pakistan?
Yes, student.
Yeah, I know. We all know all about you.
Yeah.
And you've not been doing, it's not just these two children we have you on.
I did not do anything.
I can get the evidence pack out to show you. But at the end of the day, you know full well what you've been doing. You've been arranging to meet a child here.
No, I don't. I know when I come in this country, I understand everything better.
You understand everything better?
Yeah, what is good, what is bad. You understand? I'm graduate master degree holder from this country.
Okay. What jobs do you do?
I'm chef.
You're a chef. Okay. Any other jobs that you do?
No.
You're not a care worker? No. Not with children? Right. You said that.
Are you here studying?
Yeah.
Are you on a student visa?
No. I complete my education recently.
So presently in the UK, what's your status?
Oh, a skilled worker visa.
Skilled worker visa.
Yeah. 4 months ago.
4 months ago?
4 to 5 months ago, I have lost my phone.
There we go then. That's it then, isn't it? You should have said that at the beginning. Right. Okay. Well, if you said that at the beginning, then I would have stopped.
6 months ago, there's my phone is lost in somewhere in taxi. I complained to police.
So where's your phone now that you're using now? Where's that now?
No.
You've no phone?
I lost my
So you've had no phone?
The phone, the one I have lost, and then I didn't find again. And then I go buy a new one.
Okay.
If maybe my other account in that phone.
But how would someone else get?
Very much, because tomorrow now, it saves me a lot of my that. When you put your arrest poster out tomorrow and I share it between millions of people around the country, I've got all the details I need now. I'd have to wait for the police. So I've got all your details now. So what I am going to say to you is, we don't come here without evidence. You've been in this country for 20 days. So did you come from Yemen to come to this country 20 days ago? Or where else did you come from? Did you go somewhere else? I'm going to ask you another question. Where are you staying at the moment? Are you staying with friends at the moment? Is your children in the place that you're staying? Is there any children there? Are you an asylum seeker? So you're basically I'll say it as I'm going to say it, you're in a hotel somewhere, yeah? Living in a hotel. So you've been funded by the government, yeah? So the government, our government are funding someone like you, who's basically, like I said, grooming our children online, yeah? So our government needs to take a look at themselves. So a lot of these people that we're catching, now listen, I'm going to tell you, our government are funding people like you. You've been here for 20 days. In that 20 days, you broke the law and took the piss. You spoke to underage children online, like I said before, sent explicit. Some of the stuff you've sent is fucking vile and disgusting. Some of the things you've said to this child is absolutely disgraceful. But you know every step, you know everything that you've done, yeah? But then you're going, no, we haven't. Yeah, we have. You can't deny it. Listen, there's a folder there. That's your life, yeah? 20 days in this country and you take the fucking piss. You're funded, like I said before. You're getting 3 meals a day. Are you working? No, right, so you're getting payouts, right, by the government.
Footage of Dong Magic dancing less than 90 minutes after killing hotel worker Rhiannon White. He returned to the hotel, changed his blood-stained flip-flops for trainers, and this was when he was seen dancing. Moments later, he was arrested.
What's your name? Suspicion of attempted murder. Okay, do not say anything. Lay on the face. Do not mention one question or something later on court.
Video released by the British Transport Police on Friday, 24th October, shows Mayak sat in the hotel cafe as he stares at Rhiannon White whilst she works behind the bar. In another clip, he can be seen standing in the foyer, once again staring at White whilst she works, this time on a computer. After Ms. White finished work at the Parkin Hotel in Walsall, West Midlands, Majek tracked her on foot to the nearby Bescot Stadium station. He inflicted 19 wounds to her head, including a fatal brain stem injury. Majek was unanimously convicted at Wolverhampton Crown Court of murder and possessing a screwdriver as an offensive weapon. Dong Magic is found guilty of murdering Rhiannon White after 2 hours operation. He is due to be sentenced on the 15th of December.
Tommy Robinson has all terrorism charges dropped. It was proven that the authorities acted prejudicially against Tommy because of his political beliefs. And regardless of what you think about Tommy personally, he's far right, he's this, whatever, if the state can weaponize Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act in order to target people on the right, they could easily do the same thing for people on the left. And his crime was that he was driving in a flashy car and it wasn't under his name and he had loads of cash in the backseat and he was refusing to hand in his phone. At best, I would have thought you were a drug dealer. Instead, the next logical conclusion was that you must be a terrorist. Must be a terrorist. They have to go to the next they have to go to an outrageous, very, very outrageous claim in order to justify the weaponization of unnecessary powers against innocent civilians. They could do that to you. Don't think you're exempt.
The moments of panic. 2 migrants caught leaving the hotel, seconds before armed police took them down on the sidewalk. It all started when a hotel cleaner reported something suspicious inside their room. Inside, officers found an arsenal of firearms, handguns, ammo, and modified parts. Special units arrived within seconds. The hotel was locked down, the area sealed off, and guests rushed outside. Footage shows armed officers shouting orders as the suspects are forced to the ground. Sources say the 2 men had entered the country a few weeks ago, staying there under fake identities. Investigators are now expanding the search beyond the city, checking if the weapons are tied to a larger network. Police haven't released an official statement yet, but sources on scene say the operation may have stopped something serious. The area remains under heavy watch as anti-terror experts analyze every piece of evidence found inside the hotel.
Like, make it make sense. Why would we wake up one day and be like, you know what, I want to attack Islam today? Like, who are we? It's given fire right. No one is against Islam. But my thing is, if what you're following is so correct and so right, why are child marriages happening in majority Muslim countries? Why are men still using scriptures to abuse women? Why are men turned down by their teachers when they start asking questions? If this version of Islam worked so well, the problems that we've been facing for years and generations upon generations would have been eradicated. But they haven't. If anything, it's gotten worse. And people have had enough. That's why people leave. People don't want to be associated with Muslim people no more. But then there's people who actually want to make a change. And what's wrong with that? When your version that you've made up isn't serving anyone anymore. You're regressing, you're backtracking. Listen, I've been saying it from the start. It's a massive spiritual warfare. Christians have already clocked on. They're much more ahead of us. But when it comes to Muslim, it's like we're so stuck. We're the chosen people. We're going to heaven. We are the right ones. And everyone else is going to help stop it. Stop. That's not how we should be living life, please. No.
It's false, and here is how it goes. When you open the Quran, it talks about how it confirms the Torah and the Gospel, that the Bible is true. Our Bible is the authority. It's the verifier of whether your Quran is telling the truth or not. You got to come to us, right? Here's the problem. So the Quran says our scriptures are true, while at the same time, it contradicts our scriptures. It says Jesus isn't the Son of God, wasn't crucified, God is not our Heavenly Father, right? Stuff like that. So it contradicts our scriptures in many ways. So the Quran is saying that the Bible is true, while at the same time contradicting the Bible. So if the Bible is true, then the Quran is false for contradicting it. But you'll get your Muslims that say, oh, well, the Bible's corrupted. Okay, fine. If the Bible's corrupted, then the Quran is still false because it's saying that a corrupted book is true. Whoa. Whichever way you go with it, if Bible good, then the Quran is false. If Bible bad, then the Quran's still false. That's the Islamic dilemma.
Islamic preacher got into a taxi in London and told the driver, my brother, turn off the radio, please, because as the Holy Quran says, I'm not allowed to listen to music. Since in the Prophet's time, there was no Western music, which is the music of the unbelievers. The taxi driver kindly turned off the radio. It stopped the taxi and opened the door for the preacher to drop. The Islamic preacher asked him, my brother, what are you doing? The taxi driver politely replied, in the Prophet's time, there were no taxis, there were no bombs, there were no loudspeakers in mosques and no suicide attacks. So be quiet, get out and wait for a camel to pass so you can ride on it as the Quran said. My question is this, was the taxi driver right or wrong?
Arab imperialism, Egyptians would be Coptic, Moroccans would be Berber, Libya and Algeria would be Amazigh, Syria and Lebanon would be Aramaic-speaking and partly Phoenician. Iraq would be Mesopotamian, Assyrian, Babylonian. Sudan would be Nubian. Tunisia would be Carthaginian, Punic, or Amazigh. Iran would be Persian, Zoroastrian. Kurdistan would be Median, Zoroastrian. Somalia would be Cushitic. Without Arab imperialism, there would be no Palestine movement. The Palestine ideology was only created created as a political tool to delegitimize the only sovereign Jewish state. The Arab conquest erased civilizations and destroyed many cultures. Without Arab imperialism, the Middle East would still remember its own name. They are the colonizers.
Immigrants look at what has happened in what the West have done to other countries. They don't look at it like the government and the elite are doing it. They look at it as you're doing it. So when they see you, they have a hate towards you as a white man or a white woman. They don't look at it using the vision or the lens of truth. They don't look at it like what the government. So like, for example, I'll give you an example, a really easy one. Say we're in England right now and we went to war with Germany and we won and we just blew up Germany. Now the majority of us don't want the war, but the government and the elite do through monetary reasons. The Germans will look at the English and they'll hate us. They won't look at the elite. They'll look at you as the country, even though we didn't even want to go to war. We were like, we don't want to. That's how a lot of people who are immigrants, and let's use, for example, the slave trade, that's how they look at you. So the slave trade, for example, I've explained in videos before, that was to do with the elite, the government, and how they made money through the slave trade. Poor people, white people never had slaves in America, and it was actually a white man in England who abolished slavery. They look at it as you. So when they see a white man or woman walking down the street, they think they hate you because they don't know how to forgive. So they hate. So they don't look at it from what the truth of the elite are making us divide one another and hate one another. They look at it as your ancestors were part of the slave trade. You, because you're white, by default, you're guilty. It's projection. They're guilty because they're wrong. That's an example.
That I found odd in Islam that made me want to convert to Christianity. One of the main reasons was that Muhammad married Aisha, who was 6 years old at that time, and consummated the marriage at 9 years old. Now, I don't care what you say, even if it is the tradition or whatever of the time. If you claim to be the last prophet of God, marrying 6 year olds, isn't quite the example that you want to be setting as a prophet. Now, Jesus, in contradiction, obviously did not do any of that, marrying 6 year olds or 9 year olds. That's why he's the Lord and Savior. Now, his example of compassion and peace, that is something that we want to emulate. Now, Muslims usually defend this by saying that, well, other prophets married young, wives. But that's not the point. Why are you accusing other prophets when your prophet is the main culprit of this child marriage? You can't really say that you're the last prophet and then marry children and then have your followers try to emulate your life. That's not something that I'm cool with. One of the main reasons why I converted to Christianity. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And as always, I'd really appreciate a follow.
See that the Western world is done with tolerating other narcissistic nations. I think this is happening nationally, and I think this is happening for people personally. I think we've got to a point where empathetic nations are tired of looking after everybody else and everybody jumping on their back. And when they have something to say about that, gaslighting them and then calling them racist, you're this, you're homophobic, they're done. So I think that is what is going on a global scale and a private scale. Because when you listen to like podcasts or when you get advice from your friends or family, they will always tell you, you can be loving to people, but you should have set boundaries. But we don't seem to do this on a global scale. We just think anybody can just come in and take the mick. And I think it's been happening for so long that empathetic nations are becoming tired of narcissistic nations trying to use victim mentality to get what they want, because that's what narcissists do. If they want to use you or they want something from you, they will usually have a sob story so you feel sorry for them, and then they will come and take advantage. So it's the end of empaths tolerating narcissism. That is what is going on personally, in people's personal lives, and globally. That's my opinion anyway.
I know that the Arab slave trade enslaved millions of more people than what the British done during the transatlantic slave trade. We need to be a lot more observant when we are actually falling for this propaganda and falling for Chinese whispers and hearsay. Because Britain was actually the first nation to ever introduce a law to abolish slavery. Upon Britain implementing these changes and passing these bills, the rest of the world began to follow. It was through what Britain done, which actually caused many slave traders to be brought to an end, okay, through the Slavery Abolition Act. That was introduced in the mid-1800s. And it was actually influenced by a man called William Wilberforce, who was a man from Hull, an English white man, and he was a Christian man, okay? And he believed that he had to do something to reform the ways in which the minorities were treated, okay? So before we actually look at white men and we say, ew, we need to remember that they were part of a revolution, okay? They were part of revolution for us in the black community. Arabs, up to this day, still have black slaves. Even in Palestine, there is a specific part of the land which is just for black people, and it's literally called something to do with black. It's something very derogatory, okay? We need to open up our eyes. Now, I'm not saying don't support Palestine, because they are, there are children and innocent people being killed every single day, and I do not agree with that in any shape or form. But one thing that I do want us to do is be very discerning and vigilant when we are forming our own opinions. We must be historically educated. The Arab slave trade also lasted a lot longer than that of which the transatlantic slave trade lasted. It lasted for 1,000 more years than what the transatlantic slave did. Okay, we are all sinners. But what matters is those who actually do everything they can to ensure that this sin doesn't continue. Okay, and this is why we do not see this happening in England anymore. This is why when this act was introduced, British men were going out there on boats and capturing the slave owners and freeing all of the people who were enslaved. Britain set the blueprint for that. Did you know that the Arab slave...
Assalamu alaikum, Ms. Jidda al-Madiha. Jazakallah for calling.
Assalamu alaikum, hi. I was just calling because I want to do my nikah at your masjid. I went and the vibes and the aesthetic are just so beautiful. Who do you think I should speak to?
Oh, mashallah, sister. May Allah bless you for fulfilling half your deen. And when were you looking to have your niqah with us?
Well, my wife and I mean my girlfriend, I love calling her that. We want to do a December wedding because after we want to celebrate Christmas with our queer community.
Okay, sister, I'm not sure I'm hearing you properly over the phone. There might be a connection issue. Could you repeat yourself one more time?
Yeah, my girlfriend and I, we're both devout Muslims and we want to do it right by Allah.
Okay, sister, could we just pray together for 1 second? I think that would be, if you're open for that.
That's so sweet, alhamdulillah, of course.
Inshallah, Allah guides you and your friend on the straight path. Actually, where is she right now? I think she should be involved in this prayer with us.
She's such a Gemini. She left her bag at her boyfriend's house. We're polyamorous.
Why not marry him instead? He sounds interesting. Good guy. He sounds like a good guy.
No. He's not Muslim. We just want to keep it halal between the two of us.
Well, how about this? Come down to the masjid and I'm going to introduce you my friend. Very good guy. Very nice guy. Really kind. He just got out of prison, but purest heart I have ever seen on another person. I'll give you his Instagram right now. It's Ibrahim the Reaver. So you and your wife come in. He's looking for 2 wives.
We can't do the nikah in your masjid?
You have a good one. Okay.
No. I'm an influencer on Instagram. I can shout out your masjid.
Okay, that's so you give us your Instagram and we'll block it. Assalamu alaikum.